it live from Random Secret Studios in Philadelphia and throughout the Delaware Valley.
I'm the Capo. He's the Prez.
And this is Sons of Ben.
The Pod.
Everyone out there, welcome back to it's our Thanksgiving / playoff pod. Adam, this is episode number one of my least favorite Eagles players and human beings. This is episode number Fred X, the People's Champion.
See, I feel like Freddie Mitchell does deserve some hate, but also gets too much of it. I'm in a weird camp with Freddie Mitchell, especially since he's an active supporter of the Philadelphia 76ers. You probably see him there more than any other quote-unquote celebrity. So, I don't know.
See, I met Freddie his rookie year, and he was a pompous D for me to say politely. So I always thought he was kind of a D. And then he goes to jail, but now he's showing up courtside at the Sixers. So he probably is the most famous felon. Oh, no, maybe Meek. But yeah, so basically, instead of celebrities, we get people that spent time in county lockup at the Sixers games. But
I mean, so did Martha Stewart. What are we doing here?
She should show up then.
I'm just saying, like everyone's got skeletons, Mateo. He who not has without sin cast first stone. I just butchered the Bible. Okay.
All right, let's get to episode number Fred X. Housekeeping. Just remember, Beer the Pod, Yards and 2SP. Support those that support us, because let me tell you, we'll get into this with Devin later, but boy, did we need Yards and 2SP's support, as well as new friend Heineken, because some of you animals went through a ton of beer. And you know how you do that? You become a member of the Sons of Ben. It is time to renew. We've got the members up there. You want to renew so you can vote, because we got elections coming up, and Devin is up for re-election, and we hear Adam is plotting against them. But we've got elections, so we're going to have some people on for that. And the 2022 kits are being planned, as well as holiday merch. So as much as you're following us for tailgate and playoff action, keep looking, because we got a lot of stuff planned, and it's not even the off season.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see Adam's plan for campaigning for who I'm running against.
Yeah.
He's campaigning for the nobody slot. So it's either me or nobody, and he's really pushing hard for the nobody.
First off, I actually heard some rumors through the grapevine that someone asked me at the last tailgate, so who's in charge of tailgates? And I said, it's Devin. And she's like, is anyone running up against him? I was like, no. And she's like, oh, interesting.
This is how it starts. Adam has paid somebody off at the tailgate. Has paid him off to run against me. I see how this is going.
I have to pay nobody nothing. I got minions, my guy. If I wanted to put a plant into this election and sabotage it from the inside, I am Aaron Burr, my guy. I am ready for this. We got pistols at John and Mihawkin. It's going to happen.
Aaron Burr, my ass. You're more like Richard Pryor from the 80s classic Brewster's Millions.
Matt, you have to get a reference that is at least in the 1990s, because Baby Kyle is going to have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Baby Kyle can get some Netflix and watch a classic movie, because that's John Candy and Richard Pryor at their comedic height, my friend.
I guarantee you Brewster's Millions is not on Netflix. Devin, this is your producing minute. You need to find out what available platform we can watch Brewster's Millions on, because I'm here for this.
It's going to soar.
Also,
probably on Amazon on Betamax too.
Betamax, Laserdisc. Also, if you find out a Rotten Tomatoes score, that's a double secret bonus point for you on that one.
Great movie. But anyhow, and Devin, this is your favorite episode.
This is where that is. You can only watch it on YouTube for free.
So YouTube doesn't even care enough to make them money off of it.
You can watch it for free on YouTube.
We'll give it away.
That's where it's at.
Baby Kyle, you've got your homework. Watch it on YouTube. We want a book report on this video. We want a book report, because they could remake this. You could be like Adam's Millions, and it could be Adam hits the Powerball and he buys the Philadelphia Union. This could be a redo, We know people that make movies out there.
Like 30 years ago, we could totally do, or 20 years ago, we could totally start an MLS franchises from the winnings of a lottery ticket. Now it might take a little bit more than that, but once upon a time, the $30 million investment might get me a franchise.
we can do it in your wheelhouse. It can be the ultimate Frisbee team because you can buy that for like what's in your couch right now.
Man, look, if I'll be an investor on the bottom floor, Johnny Goodtimes, if you're listening and you need another person to come in with like $200, I'm here. I'm here for this.
Now, if you want to talk about a real thing, 2026, www.philadelphia2026.com. Get ready for it. Devin, you're ready, aren't you? Yeah.
I'm ready.
We're still saying thoughts and prayers for the World Cup 2026. So we'll see. And then Devin, how's that Discord? Is there election drama?
We finally crowned our champion from the predictions bracket for the regular season, Ken Mack. Basically just stole the show. He was head and shoulders above second place. So there was no chance for anybody really. He's been in first, I'm pretty sure, the whole season.
Did Ken predict 123rd minute banger from Glesnes? Or
he predicted? Funny story. He predicted 1-0 Union for the game on Saturday and won that too. So I don't know. The man's got a magic ball and it's not betting on them. He's just using it for the Sons of Ben Discord. Because why would you actually make money?
He's got that ESPN, my guy. See, Matt, that's a Mean Girls reference. That's topical.
90s topical, thanks.
The 2000s. That's Lindsay Lohan, my guy. Come on now.
Another criminal. We have a theme.
Yeah, if we're going to call this the crime pod, I got another 2 crimes that we need to investigate while we're here. I have some unsolved mysteries.
All right, well, we're going to get off the crime and we're going to get to heroes because we got to talk about the Union. Now, Devin, do you know who is the new Nordic god of thunder?
Obviously, it's Glesnes. So, I mean.
That's right. Thor is out. Sorry, Chris Hemsworth. And that's a 2000 and current for all you Marvel nerds.
There you go.
Thor is out. Glesnes is the new god of thunder. Adam, I'm going to give you a question and I want your honest opinion. What would you rather physically in competition face? Would you rather A, take a charge from Joel Embiid in the lane, or would you rather stand in front of Glesnes as he hits a rocket shot from 35 yards out?
I'm going to be real with you. The Glesnes shot sounds actually possibly deadly. And here's the thing. The shot that he hit against Red Bull wasn't necessarily a powerful hit as much as it had speed and movement and tenacity. The one he hit against Atlanta might kill a man.
Oh, and LA would definitely decapitate you.
You would I was playing a lot of the Call of Duty recently because the Vanguard came out and I wanted to go back to my World War II roots and I forgot what it looks like to be shot in the head and it could be completely taken clean off. But I would imagine that's what it would look like if you got Glesnes 2 feet away from you and just wound it up. That is a dangerous person for society. The law should be out for him. We're talking about criminals. That man is carrying weapons of mass destruction everywhere he goes. They're called his quads.
Yeah. Now we will get into the game, but let's do a little tailgate recap. And Devin, feel free to pop in any time. But I'm going to say the tailgate was pretty damn awesome. I want to say we had 350 plus people at this thing. We had Tyrone Johnson and his wife Elizabeth from 97.5. We had Connor Thomas. We had friend of the pod Tyler Zulli. Bob Cooney and his daughter showed up. So we had some local sports celebrity action. We had DJ Nikki Johnson on the 1s and the 2s. So that was good. And you animals went through, if I'm reading this right, 3 halves, 6 sixtels, and a little over 10 cases of beer you flew through in. Adam, this was what, an hour and a half tailgate? 11 to 1:30 or something?
I think the bulk of it. We'll call it 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah, you all drank us dry. It was incredible. So Adam, you look like you had a good time. You want to tell people where you were during the tailgate because your feet weren't on the ground, my friend.
Look, sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands, put on the Thanos glove and say, I'll do it myself in terms of getting the fans going. And I decided to take my my hip swinging act to the top of the the crates out there. I felt that it was time that the people needed to see it, not just in our parking lot, but all parking lots and the training fields. And everyone who came here to watch the academy, they were all going to see the boogie because, this is a day of importance. So, I mean, I had a great time at the tailgate. Devin did a fabulous job as always. I'm shocked that anyone isn't running against him because why would you run against greatness? He's still going to lose because I'm going to make sure it happens that way. But regardless, I want to give him a lot of credit for a not easy job, especially this season when we were trying to do a little more experimenting than usual. So,
Adam,
And that message was brought to you by Garcia 2022.
Adam's paying off somebody to run against me. I'm paying off Adam to go in my favor here. There's a lot of power moving around here.
The money that you give me, I give to the people to campaign against you. So basically, you're working against yourself, young man. The Garcia campaign is working for the not Garcia campaign 2020 as well. So,
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a good time. Weather couldn't be better. Tailgate was great. And we got plans for this week too. I don't know, Devin, should I leak anything or do you want to tell people anything?
You can leak a little. Well, let's give the people a little bit of a hint for the for what we're doing here.
You're going to want to make this one because, hey, it's going to be good like it always is. But, Adam, we're going to have a special guest that we haven't had since before COVID. And our friend is going to do a toast at the tailgate for us. So if I were you, I would make sure I would get on the Ticket Leap site and get your ticket because you're not going to want to miss this tailgate. Is that a good enough tease? Is that good?
Yeah, that's beautiful. We'll have Nick Johnson back out for music. We'll have more beer this time. We're gonna get a little more stocked up, so we're gonna try to quench the thirst of the horde here. But
and what Devin means is I'm going hat in hand begging for more beer for other people and stuff. So yeah, my thank God I'm off on Friday because that's what I'll be doing is grabbing beer. I'll be at the have a sign like, please give me beer money at the bottom of 676 and the Ben Franklin Bridge. I'll be trying to get some money to get that. But,
we'll have the Eagles game on too. So
Eagles game will be playing beforehand, and we're going to march in at about 4:40. So be ready for that. And then I don't know if you saw this, Adam. Do you know who we're playing?
We are playing the country music artist known as Nashville Soccer Club.
That's right. We got Nash Vegas in the house. And for me, it's double revenge because they've ruined the one road trip I went on to Nashville and my birthday, all because of CJ Sapong. So I am hoping for revenge, and like just a blowout of these country hillbillies because the coach was talking a little smack after the game. He pretty much was poo-pooing the fact that they lost at Subaru Park, but he just stopped short in his quotes of giving bulletin board material. But Nashville's coming in swinging, so we're going to see. It's going to be an interesting game. Adam, what are your thoughts about facing off Nashville in beautiful Subaru Park on a Sunday evening?
On Union social media and specifically Union Twitter, we got to let some shit go. All right, there's a lot of battles to fight in this universe, but being mad at a coach who just said we should be number 2 and in literally any other league in the universe we would be is just like, all right. I mean, okay, like he's half not wrong, but this is MLS, so you have to learn the rules of where you play. But regardless, I'm just like, there's a lot of other battles. Let's just pick and choose some. But ultimately, look, you should feel good that you're in this position in the first place. You have an opportunity to do something that no Union team has done prior, which is make a conference finals, and you have it at home. It's not as good as your scenario was last year with having basically the entirety of all of the MLS playoffs going through Chester. You now have only the guarantee of next week going through your doors, and unless RSL pulls off something miraculous, you're definitely not going to be hosting MLS Cup. So, this is an opportunity, possibly the last time in Chester, for everyone to give it their all and, as long as the weather doesn't bring us to a bitter cold, I expect us to show up and show out.
Yeah, I mean, Devin and I were talking in the pre-show. It's when you think of Nashville. I mean, they're stingy with the ball. They hunker down. They play defense, but for offense, it's CJ and Mukhtar. CJ and Mukhtar are pretty much it. If one of those two don't score, we're good. So I think that's kind of where my focus will be is the Nordic god of thunder, and Jack can take those two guys out. I think and Andre does Andre things. We just need to get some of our offensive guys to do offensive things, and we'll be okay. We just, as much as I loved watching and rewatching that Glesnes shot over and over, I can't go through another 123 minutes. I just can't do it, man.
And knowing that, like, if one bounce of a ball and Red Bull score and it's all fucked is just like, that's the highest level of stress that I do not need. So can we just please get a couple goals early here?
And can I tell you, it's funny because we're just talking about the ending of that Red Bull game. One, when he hits that, I looked at TC and we both had this stupid look like, did we just see that? I was waiting for somebody to go VA, just something like and I'm like, oh my God. And then you're looking around, I'm seeing my dad where everyone's high five and hugging, that kind of stuff. And then here's the best part. I looked over past section 134 to that section of the 500 people that Red Bull paid for to come down to see their team. And they just sat down. And I was like, oh, that felt so good. Thank you very much. Like, it was the joy of victory and the joy of watching somebody's agony of defeat. So that was, it was just good all over the place, but I don't want to go through that again. I want to go through, hey, we're cruising. We're going to be dancing the whole time. So please, Casper, score me some goals. Can we do, even Devin will sing the Scory Burke song on this pod if Scory scores and we win.
Yes, I'll guarantee that one. We'll lock that one in for you.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Because I'm about to say, Devin, I'm enjoying the words he's putting in your mouth right now. This sounds really fun.
Whatever I got to do to win this campaign and win the people over here,
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. No, I'm here for this.
Whatever it takes. So yeah, we are all looking forward to Sunday. I can't wait. It's going to be a great time. And Adam teased this, so let's talk about MLS. We got the playoff picture. We've got Kansas City is going to play Salt Lake. Adam and Devin, here's my question. Is Real Salt Lake now every Union fan's secondary team in this playoff hunt? Is everybody in Philadelphia secretly pulling for Salt Lake City to make the major upset?
No. I mean, probably, but I'm not.
I mean, I guess, but I'm not worried about it right now.
No. I got what? Why am I even thinking about whatever the hell is happening on the Western Conference bracket right now? But furthermore, here's the thing that's important. Let's say Real Salt Lake makes it all the way through the Western Conference and they make it and the Union do it. Here's the perfect case scenario. Do you really want to play the team that is just specialized in parking the bus in Seattle? Is that the team you want to go up against with the prolific striking that we get out of this Union team to begin with? You want to be like, no. This team that literally went to probably one of the more dangerous places to play in MLS and decided to not shoot the ball once and walked out with a victory is like, there is nothing like that is the greatest case on why people hate and love soccer right there. Because any casual person who has never watched soccer before sees the statistics of that, and someone has to explain to them how Real Salt Lake actually won that game. They would never want to watch soccer ever in their life. They'd be like, that's a waste of my time and yours, because that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Listen, even our game, the Red Bull game, if it wasn't for that Glesnes goal, people would not be talking about that game a little bit.
That game was so boring.
Oh, that was ugly. It was ugly. But hey, it worked out in our favor. But yeah, so I only asked that because I feel like in Philadelphia especially, we love to watch every other scenario and root for stuff that's completely out of our control.
Oh yeah.
But
I was rooting for chaos last night. Like I wanted Real Salt Lake to win against Seattle. Like I wanted that to happen because I'm not the biggest fans of Seattle. I think their fans have experienced enough joy in their lives. But legitimately, just the idea of Like, what other sport in the universe could that happen in?
Oh yeah.
Like what like you can't do that in any other sport where you take 0 opportunities to score in regulation and then still come out with a victory. Like there's no other sport that existed.
And then I didn't have a lot of people kept asking me, "Oh, who do you want, Nashville or Orlando?" I'm like, I don't care. I honestly didn't care. We're going to beat either of them. That's my thought. Same thing. Devin and I were talking about New England and New York City, where it's like, ooh, would it be cool to go back up to Boston and get revenge? Or, oh God, if it's New York City, it's a home game. That would be great. I've got no preference. I just want to see the Union take care of what the Union needs to take care of, play who's in front of you. I don't even want to think that far. I just want to be like, play, win, because I want to see us in the MLS Cup. That's the only thing I have in my focus. So I'm not sure. But what about you, Adam? Did you have a preference between Nashville and Orlando, or?
I mean, no, because I don't like to tempt the gods by saying, yes, I prefer. I did that once. I was in boarding school, and it was the Eagles went to that NFC Championship game in 2008 against the Cardinals, and I was like, oh man, the Eagles only have the Cardinals in front of them from a Super Bowl, because like the Cardinals like had no business being in that scenario. Like they won their division and then they won like a miraculous game against a team that was obviously better than them. So I was like, oh man, the Eagles, McNabb, it's their time. They're going to go for the other Super Bowl. It's going to be great. And then they lose because their defense can't stop Edgerrin James from running 80 yards on them. And it's just like, that's something where I'm like, I'm never tempting the gods again with confidence. I'm always going to look at everyone like, we're the underdogs. They're here to come kick our ass. I have no idea what I should expect. Now, as a reasonable sports fan, I'm like, you should be able to beat literally anybody. Like the Union should be able to beat every team that is still left in MLS's playoff format, including the New England Revolution. All these teams are very beatable in my eyes.
Yep, I agree. And like you, I'm not looking too far ahead. I'm focused on Nashville, and then we'll go from there. So we're hoping for good things. Now, people that are hoping for good things, it's their off season, and apparently, I'm going to run through this list. People that are looking for a coach: Dallas, LAFC, Vancouver, the playoff darling Real Salt Lake is looking for a coach, Houston, and Chris Albright's Cincinnati. These guys are all looking for head coaches. Cincinnati's on like their third or fourth coach already. They're worse than Atlanta with head coaches, except they lose. Atlanta fires winning coaches. And now it looks like Chicago, there's someone out there that was really desperate for a paycheck because Ezra Hendrickson took the fire job. I would almost rather be unemployed. I'd rather be getting that, pandemic money than having to coach the Chicago Fire. But then again, you can only go up, right? Maybe? I don't know.
When I was covering the 76ers back in the dark ages for the Sixer Sense, a fan-sided platform, legitimately, I had to write an article about why LeBron should choose the Sixers. And truth be told, and I always like to puff my chest out about this, if you put logic out there and you put like what I like to call video game logic, where emotions and all the human elements are not into it, it's just, player, transaction, money, skill level, Philadelphia probably made the most sense at the time for where he wanted to go. But I also forgot the fact that LeBron is more than capable of building a team around him. That to say that, you look at a scenario where you have something that's a perfect case, and you have something where if you succeed in Philadelphia, you are a god in a way that there's like very other few places on earth that you're more of a god. Los Angeles is kind of one of those places. New York is another place. But outside of that, no area would appreciate your success in what you do to a city as much as this city would. It's under that same umbrella with the Chicago Fire. If you figure that out, if you figure out how to make the Chicago Fire work in the third largest media market in the country that is a soccer hotbed. The Red Stars will tell you that. Chicago House will tell you that. They do love the game. They just don't love an inferior product. If you can figure out the Chicago scenario, then you're cooking with gas. That's a much better job than 80% of the jobs in MLS if it's working.
Yeah.
But that's the caveat.
I mean, good luck. That's all I can say. Good luck with that.
100%.
Yeah, 100% good luck. And speaking of not so much good luck, it looks like the father-son duo is going to be leading Toronto now. Bob Bradley decides to trade in palm trees of Los Angeles and big budget to go to the Great White North. And he is going to coach his baby boy. So yeah, Bob's up in Toronto. So thoughts on that? Because I do have a quote about this move, guys. It's the favorite segment's coming back. So Adam, before we get into that quote to see what our favorite head coach says about Bob Bradley coming to the East Coast, what do you think about Bob coming? We got Bruce in New England and Bob in Toronto to look at.
I mean, look, it makes sense in the sense your son still plays there. I don't know why he wants that job. If you're going to lose the LAFC job and you want to stay in MLS for whatever reason, okay. I don't see the Toronto
Okay, hear me
FC
out.
job.
Hear me out. If Canada keep doing their thing and expanding their soccer program up there, Bob Bradley to the Canada national team at some point?
Couldn't he get that anyhow?
Fair.
Does he have to
Yeah,
go
I don't think
suffer
he has
through
to do that.
He goes to
season?
Toronto to start.
Yeah.
He has to do the networking. He's doing the networking.
Who's the coach? Who's the coach of the Canadian national
I
team?
couldn't
Can
tell
tell
you off
me?
the top of my head.
Can you Google it for
I
me
will
right
do
now?
that. Is that my job?
There's 2 seconds. Yeah. And I'll filibuster for you. But the thing about it is just like, I don't know. You can get jobs like that and not having to be in Canada.
I don't know.
I mean,
John
who's
Hurt
the coach?
is your guy.
Never
He's
heard
the guy that coached the Canada women's team for the past 7 years.
At least with this,
they're good. They're very good.
Yes.
The Canadian women's team is very good. So, but that's what I'm saying. Did he have to have is the Canadians women's program job that's internal? So that's fine. But do you think he needed to have a really big gig to then get the Canadian head coaching job, or do you think he had to be coaching in the Canadian club scene? If Bob Bradley goes to Calgary, does that work?
I think he really just wanted something where he's sporting director so he can show LA, hey, if you listen to me, this is what would have happened.
There you go.
I think that's more of
So
it. And then
he did the Chip Kelly.
and then maybe he just wants to see his mutant looking son. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think
he
of.
looks exactly like him.
I know.
So if they're mutants, they're both mutants.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because we've got the return of my favorite segment of this pod in history. It's time for the fake Jim Curtin quote of the week. Are you ready for this one? News that Bob Bradley was coming to the East to face last year's MLS Coach of the Year. Do you want to know what our friend Jim said about that, Adam?
What's that?
All right, and I quote, this is Jim. You know, it's weird. I never know what I say when I talk to Bob. I just stare at that vein on his forehead, and I wonder, is that thing going to burst? It's going to get on my kicks. Shit, these are nice kicks, man. Bob, take that thing to Dr. Pimple Popper and get it fixed. Ooh, I wonder how much pus would come out of that. Damn, now I'm thinking about pus. Thanks a lot, Bob. Then I shake his hand, say nice game, and run away like I'm running from an active volcano. That's what Jim had to say about Bob coming to the East Coast.
I'm not even sure where to go with that, Adam.
No, I was hoping you had that one, Devin, because I got absolutely nothing. There's no transition. There's nothing I can say or do. We just got to move on. That's it.
Dr. Pimple Popper, buddy. Dr. Pimple Popper.
What's the next note, Devin? What's the next note? Where are we at on the sheet?
Tell me you don't stare at that vein all the time and wait for him to have some kind of aneurysm.
I don't watch West Coast soccer that often, my guy. I got sleeping hours.
That vein is coming to a city near you, my friend.
let me tell you, let me peel behind the gym curtain real quick here. That curtain quote took so much of the score sheet from me on my phone. Like, I have to scroll actively down through that entire quote because it took up so much room on my iPhone.
What
But I'm here for the next notes that we
what's
have
bigger,
here.
the quote or that vein? Oh, we can go all day on this one. I can have a field
Oh
day.
God. I really wish you would not, unless that field was full of napalm. Now, if we can continue,
Yep. Well,
I believe we're at the home opener
we're
now.
at
Mateo.
MLS
Hold on,
News.
hold on. We're at the point of the podcast where Adam has taken over transitioning.
Yep. Nope. Look, man, sometimes the conductor falls asleep and you got to grab the reel. You're just like, Jesus took the wheel and he dropped it, so I'm here to pick it up.
Well, we MLS did announce the home openers, like you so smoothly had that transition, my friend. Looks like what the hell, man? We can't get a Florida game. February the 26th, we play Minnesota. Minnesota comes here. That's our home opener. What the?
Yeah.
Why can't we be playing Orlando in February, or Atlanta, or Nashville, or somewhere where it's warm? But we will be on the banks of the Delaware, February 26th. We open up at Montreal. We help Montreal open their season up on March the 5th. That's pretty much the same weather as we just had February the 26th. So if you're looking for, let's get John Light on Sons of Ben, the Long Johns as our winter merch, because you're going to need all the Under Armour, everything for this beginning. And then we have Nashville. We open up their new stadium May the 1st. You guys a little excited about that?
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
I'd like to go to that. I think that might be the one I cash in for my free voucher.
Here's the thing, though. Winning on Sunday really predicates May 1st for me. We win Sunday. It doesn't, as long as we win Sunday, I would go to Nashville and be walking around that town like Vince McMahon walking down the ramp at WWE. I would do the Vince McMahon walk. So kind of need us to take care of business on Sunday so we have a great road trip May 1st. That's kind of the whole thing. I want to be able to be walking around swinging things, you know what I mean? So, but that we will be putting a trip together for that. Here's the funny thing behind the scenes. We were already looking at hotels. Everything's sold out or super expensive. We don't know what's going on in Nashville. We were told it was the Rock and Roll Marathon, but on that site it says it's in April. So we're trying to figure out May 1st, besides the Union coming to Nashville, what is making that whole town sold out. So as soon as we know, we'll have a package together for that. But I'm excited.
They call it Carrie Underwood Fest. It happens once a year. For a solid week, they celebrate all things Carrie Underwood in the Nashville community.
I think it's a double bill: Carrie Underwood and Taylor Swift.
At the end of the presentation, everyone sings "Waiting All Day for a Sunday Night." It's a good.
Matt would have already known if that was what was happening. That would have been like. When he saw the Union playing May 1st, he'd be like, "Oh, that's the same weekend as that."
The Kerry Fest, yeah. I mean, could have been. Sorry, man. Jonas Brothers in town, can't make it.
I don't know, man. He still thinks Taylor Swift makes country music, so I'm not sure where Matt's at right now. Taylor Swift hasn't made a country album since like 2012.
I don't think either of them make music. Period. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you not just listen to the Red album?
No.
Are you kidding me right now, my guy?
No.
See, man, Taylor had a 10-minute song, all of it bars. She made Jake Gyllenhaal look like a punk, my guy.
This really is the prison episode. He's talking about bars and prisoners and all kinds of stuff, but
I'm a prisoner of the Taylor Swift hive. I don't know what to tell you. That's the one time I've never agreed with Kanye. Honestly, Beyonce might not have had the best video that year. T-Swift came correct. Let's have a discussion. You didn't really open it up for a conversation. You became a demonstrative individual, Mr. West. Let's just have I'm just here for it. But look, if you don't respect, Reading's very own, Pennsylvania's a Keystoner herself, then we might have to have another conversation after this pod, Matthew. I'm just saying.
Devin, I've never missed the Fusion minute more than after the Taylor Swift 10-minute.
The T-Swift 30 seconds.
I'm just glad this is what it's taken to get Adam riled
Yeah,
up
I
here.
tell you.
Look, if
so-
you want to talk about the T Swift 30 seconds, we can do this all
luckily,
day long.
the playoff Thanksgiving edition is a shorter pod, so we can start to get this see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't have any alumni updates. I don't know if you guys do.
Anthony Fontana scored in whatever he's doing over there. He definitely scored. I'm not sure.
Anthony
if it mattered,
Fontana. You mean
but he,
you mean Jack?
Oh yeah, my bad.
You mean
Oof.
Jack DeVries?
You know, my homegrowns are getting a
Wow.
little mixed up here.
I was like, I thought you just broke some news that nobody knew. That
listen,
Anthony
Fontana
Yeah, like,
is
Anthony
Italian enough.
Fontana's not on the roster.
I'm like, did Anthony Fontana go to like TJ Fridays and pick up a girl? You're like, Anthony Fontana scored.
I just saw him Sunday. Like I actively saw that human Sunday. What do you mean he scored for somebody else?
Good job, Fontana, man. You're doing us proud. But yeah, so I don't have any updates on our boys. But we had other things going on. I did see Mark react to Glesnes' goal online. That was pretty cool. So, they were watching it, and
Look,
by the time that game was over, it was probably sunrise in
Durant
Europe.
did.
So they're probably watching it with breakfast. Now,
everyone that shot was a shot heard around the world. I mean, that Union Twitter and then Union adjacent. People who like casually know that the Union exists. Everyone rose up in unison to celebrate one of the greater moments in club history. That was.
And for how long was that?
beautiful.
Because you were on Union Twitter and social media. That lasted for about 32 seconds. Then people were back to bitching.
Oh my God!
We're not
These
getting into it.
insufferable oafs. No, we are. You know what? You said we didn't have enough time. We had extra time when T Swift didn't take long enough. Let me talk to you, Union Twitter. Let's have a mano a mano real quick, because I've been on you. I've been talking to you people for a really long time. Couple things. One, we need to stop being so damn aggressive at literally everybody. Okay? There again, as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, there are battles to fight, and there's other times where we just have to sit and laugh at people. We don't have to take every disrespect as World War 5.5. All right, it ain't necessary. I love you all. Our blood pressure as a collective doesn't need to be this high all the damn time, especially after we win shit. All right, I mean that's one. Two, we've addressed this online. I'm here to say it on the pod. I'm over calling them the Pink Cows. All right, it's Dead Bull. We have 19 other names from the Pink Cows. It's associated. It might not have been the original reason why you used it, but it's right now associated with misogyny and homophobia and all parts in between. I'm over calling them the Pink Cows. It's also pretty fucking lame. Let's just be honest about it. We're grown-ass men and women calling a bunch of individuals Pink Cows. Let's do better. Let's at least be a little bit more creative. I don't know. And finally, for the love of God, if y'all don't stop just literally attacking each other, that would be the best thing in the universe. Like if we could just, look at someone and be like, they mean well, they have a different opinion than me. That thought, though I don't share it, might be useful to someone else. For 5 seconds, just amongst our own people. You can curse out anybody else from anywhere else on the planet Earth, but just our own people for 4 seconds. I don't know. Maybe we all like each other and be less stressed out about our days. Anyway, what's up, Devin? You look like you have something to say. No? Nothing at all? Nothing? Can't got your tongue?
Hey,
Okay,
listen.
Nope.
Social media, what are you good for? That's all I gotta say. That's why I kind of.
We did have somebody join the Discord like literally like an hour after the game, and the first message they sent in the Discord was, "Man, it would have really sucked if we lost," or it's just something like that. It's like, why are we focusing on the fact that we could have lost? Like, why are we doing?
Yeah,
I think that legitimately Philadelphians smell something in the air that is always geared towards, man, the worst case scenario is always an option.
Philly sports.
Yeah,
That's what
well,
it'll do to you.
I choose happiness. I chose happiness. And speaking of happiness, we've got some Premier League news, Adam. You know who's bringing some happiness to Philadelphia? Your Chelsea Football Club. On December 4th and 5th, they're bringing, now you might have to Google this, Devin. They're bringing the Champions League trophy to Philadelphia for a little viewing action at Love Park. So if you're a fan of European football, if you're a fan of winning, if you're a fan of trophies, you should come see Chelsea bring the Champions League trophy. And they got a W over how do you say that? How do you say that team?
Leicestershire.
Yeah, they got the W over
That's
them.
Sure.
Close. It's close.
Leicestershire.
Pulisic scored. That was
Yes.
good. And then just last night, 4W over. I'm going to say this is Devin's favorite Italian team. Or at least you got the jersey. You wear the jersey.
I only
I've
have
seen
it for Weston McKinney.
Ah,
I've only got it for Weston McKinney. That's all.
but they beat
Matt.
Juventus in the Champions League play.
Matt,
Yeah.
Chelsea's the best team in the world.
No, the
Chelsea
Philadelphia Union
Football
are,
Club.
and then Chelsea.
The Chelsea Football Club. Look, man, I love the Union. I believe that the reserves of the reserves of the reserves of Chelsea would kick our ass, but that's fine. I will tell you this right now. The Chelsea Football Club is the best team in the world. Fight me, tell me I'm wrong, give me any reason in the universe to say no. They just took they took Juventus out there like they were the little sisters of the poor of Nottingham and said, ha 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 ha, you's a bitch. What are we doing? We scored more goals with defenders than Tottenham Hotspur scored goals in the past 19 matches.
Yeah. So
What
This
are
is
you?
wrong?
No, you're not wrong, my friend. You're not wrong. So the Chelseas are looking good, and you know who else thinks Chelsea is the best team in the world? Devin's former manager of PSG, because he is looking for any way to get out of that club. Because I guess he doesn't want to coach Messi and Neymar anymore. He just wants to get out and be closer to Chelsea. So he's looking to make a move. Devin, big W over Dirty Leeds. You got the job
W
done.
over
2-1
Leeds.
versus Dirty Leeds.
3-3 tie with Newcastle for Brentford, so that was interesting.
Yeah, and Newcastle, correct me if I'm wrong, are they at the very bottom right now
I just had it pulled up
of the table? Yeah, I was not looking good for Brentford. I mean, you're losing to, you tied
Yeah,
that
they are. I didn't
powerhouse
realize
from Saudi
they
Arabia.
have 0 wins. 0 wins, Newcastle.
Yes,
Newcastle
0
has
wins.
0 wins.
Newcastle is
Is that
at
real?
0
6
wins,
draws, 6 losses.
but they're
So
worth
when does
$10
the
trillion.
money kick in? When does the money kick in? Is there are they just going to ransack the January transfer window in a way just to stave off, elimination?
Did Eddie Howe take over yet? Or is he still like COVID
That's what I'm
protocol?
saying. What is this? Legitimately, I love today that
If they get
I love the idea that you have it. You have a team that is right now trying to figure out everything in the universe, and they're just like,
If-
continue to
If
be fair.
Newcastle gets relegated, would that be the absolute most amount of money for a minor league team ever paid for? That's more money than the LA Clippers,
championship
right?
is the championship is still better than the Bundesliga, so I won't give them that in my eyes. It's just but I will say this: they will be the most expensive team in the history of the second division by since Juventus got sent down that one time.
If Newcastle gets relegated, I will then officially believe in karma, because that's God's way of punishing Saudi Arabia. That's the only thing I can think of.
Matt,
Yes.
we're Chelsea fans. You know
Cool.
that glass houses and stones and all that.
We're paying for it because
fans of.
Roman's not allowed in the country. So that balances
our
it out.
owner is not allowed to physically watch the team he owns in the place that they play.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now. So it's Newcastle is a lot closer to Chelsea than we might want to admit ourselves. So that's just all I'm going to say.
All right, Devin, here's the question on the table. Is it Brentford or Tottenham?
Tottenham in 7th right now, and Brentford still sitting in 14th. So a little rough down there.
Tottenham with
Up the
Conte is
Spurs.
looking like they're going to
Yeah.
knock on the
We'll see.
in on that 4 spot now. And now I want to know, beginning of the season, Devin was all Brentford. Adam, do you see him becoming all Tottenham again? He's all hot spurred up now.
I mean, Tottenham got up to all the way up to 7th. Now they're knocking at the door for their usual hotel room in Europa. The suite 4B. The one that they know very well. Harry Kane knows it well. But look, I'm here for the flip floppiness
There's no
of Devin with these two clubs.
I'm still majority Brentford here. They're just on a bad run. Four
Look,
losses, 1
We've
draw.
got to get him in
Brentford-
half.
We gotta get
They're
them. We gotta
only-
get them going there, and they'll be up.
You're only 4 points clear right now, my guy.
It's just
So
a
I don't
bad
know if the
run. They'll
Bees need
start
to-
turning it around.
Adam,
Next thing you know, they're above top.
We got to
Yeah.
talk to Icarus and get a half and half jersey for for Devin.
Oh my God.
We have to get a
Yes.
Brentford Tottenham half
It
and half
would be
jersey.
horrid looking. It would be the
Yes.
worst looking jersey because, like, the stripes on one
Yep.
side versus just the matte white on the other
How about-
side
how
would
about
look
a- How
absolutely
about a
stunningly
Brentford
terrible.
front and a Harry Kane Tottenham on the back
Oh
instead?
Lord.
I'm actually more for that, but hear me out. You put the regular Brentford kit, but then the psychedelic second
Oh,
kit
yeah.
for like the paint splatter kit.
It'll be a
Just
mess.
completely fuck with everyone's sensibilities of that I'm here for that situation.
Icarus's
completely.
factory in China is like, no, we don't want to create that mess.
Look, no one wants to be stitching 16 different shades of awful together. That's just not necessary.
Well, we're on a mission. Anybody that can sew out there, please get that done so Devin can have a home kit. And Devin, did we miss anything on this sucker?
No, we're good. See you
I
Sunday.
think we're good. This is
real quick.
okay,
Real quick.
okay.
I know. This is an improvisation. This wasn't on the show sheet, so when Matt's startled voice there, that was authentic. Hi, Adam, Capo. Some call him the head capo for reasons I'm still not 100% sure of, but sure, I'll be that guy. Anyway, we need a little bit of help. I think next season we're going to have some changes when it comes to our capoing format, and we're going to need some bodies. And some of the things that I've been thinking about implementing is signs. Like, illuminate signs that we can have that capos on other ends of the river end can see that the capos in the middle are doing, and then the chants don't get disrupted. Not everyone's looking around trying to hear the drum sequences. There's going to be some more fluidity coming, and I need your help, loyal listeners, to see if we can get this to the optimal ability that I know the river end can. Beyond that, I'm good to go.
All right. Well, that's going to be part of the off-season plans, and we will be talking about that when there's an off-season. But until then, it's playoffs. So everybody, hope to see you on Sunday. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully this pod's out before Thanksgiving. Who knows? I'm looking at Devin, and we will see you on Sunday. Aloha, Felicia.
Have a happy African American Friday, everybody.